Call of Duty is a series you either like or you don't. Personally, I'm kinda about it. Wait, while I wouldn't consider myself a massive fan of the series anymore, I still find the games fun to play, even if they are all a bit samey. And God knows that hasn't stopped me from buying a lot of them. Let's see, for the Xbox 360 we have Call of Duty 2, 4, World at War, Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops, Modern Warfare 3, and then Black Ops 2 on the Wii U. Oh, and then we also have Call of Duty 1 and its expansion, 2, 4, World at War, Modern Warfare 2, and Ghosts on PC. Oh yeah, and of course we can't forget Call of Duty World at War and Black Ops for the Wii, and Black Ops for the DS. Oh God help me. So yeah, I think it would be fair to say, I'm well versed in Call of Duty, shall we say. So for my birthday, I decided to treat myself and bought a video game. Why, out of all the games I wanted, I decided to get Call of Duty Ghosts, I'm not quite sure. But what I can tell you is that this game took me 13 fucking hours to download. So was it worth waiting 13 hours for 30 gigabytes of dog fur and next generation fish AI to install on my hard drive? Let's find out. Now the way I see it, Call of Duty split itself into two when I downloaded it, the single player and the multiplayer, because, you know, God forbid it only take up one slot in my Steam library, so I think it makes sense to review it in these two parts. The single player is pretty much what you'd expect really. You walk around some levels which are littered with chest-high walls, while trying to ignore how obvious it is that all the money and effort went into making things explode and look cool, rather than actually write a coherent plot to tie it all down. The campaign takes the player across the globe and even into space, so it's hard to say it gets stale, but at the same time it's also hard to say we haven't done all this before. Oh look! The breach and clear thing that was cool back in like Modern Warfare 2. In fact, Ghosts managed to make it even more stupid this time round by including a dog into one of them, which makes all the enemy soldiers act like complete retards. The levels in the game range from terrible, which will be the first one, to perhaps some of my favourite Call of Duty levels ever. 2 words, train levels. I love them. And now that we have the technology to make trains go through actual levels, instead of a looping background, hot damn is it awesome. Also firefights in space. Well that's a new one. So while Ghost's campaign is pretty standard Call of Duty in terms of its gameplay, where it really stands out is its story, and its inability to explain itself in any way, shape or form. I know the stories in these games have been always pretty hastily put together, but this one really takes the cake. You just enter levels and all the stuff is there, not really explained. Here is a mission where we have to infiltrate an enemy skyscraper deep in enemy territory, and we use these grappling hooks to reach it. You know, no explanation of how it got there. Guess the locals really enjoy ziplining. Or how about the mission where we have to infiltrate an enemy stronghold? Boy, good thing we have that remote sniper rifle that's somehow in there. Deep inside enemy territory. Never shown how we set it up. Huh. However, I think the best example of this has to be the first half an hour of the game. America has an orbital missile cannon. Just gonna let that one sink in a little bit. Not really explained why they need it, how they got it, but they have it. Just there. Literally not mentioned once until you see it. So the cannon gets attacked and the invaders use it to shoot up major cities in the US. Apparently 4 or 5 shots from the cannon are enough to cripple the entire United States, even though on the ground we are running away from about 5 rods and only seems to be doing minor, in massive inverted commas, damage. And then you destroy the satellite, and it's all well and good. That's the first mission, by the way. Cut forward 5 years and it seems all of the world deserts have been destroyed by reason not given, which then of course led to South America rising to power for reason not explained, and then invading the entire United States for reason nowhere to be found. This all happens literally in the span of 20 minutes. Anyone remember in older Call of Duties where the cutscenes before levels would show really awesome detailed diagrams of tanks and weapons you'd be using, to give some sort of context as to what you were doing? Infinity Ward doesn't seem to, that's for sure. So this is all done to set the US up as the underdog, who will have to resort to sneaky ghost tactics to fight back against a superior foe. However, it's 2 missions in, as you are crashing through an enemy fortress, as literally everything explodes around you, that you start to wonder how loyal to this stealth idea Infinity Ward really are. Alright, I will give it to Ghosts that there are some stealthy missions, so it does live up to the name somewhat, but then I played through Call of Duty 4 again, and realised that it did stealth much better than Ghosts did, so well done lads, you messed up on the main premise of your game. I don't actually remember much plot after that, they just kind of faff about a bit to be honest. They make an entire skyscraper fall onto a music concert, but of course the implications of this are never explored, it's just sort of forgotten about as they move on to the next level. Okay, so let's talk about the ending, because the campaign of this game lasts about as long as one of my videos does, so we might as well. Turns out, South America managed to reverse engineer the orbital cannon and have launched literally dozens of them across the globe. Obviously the US is in such a crippled state that they didn't notice the ring of satellites now surrounding Earth, but of course are in fit enough shape to send a rocket shuttle with a squadron of astronauts to destroy them all. Because yeah, why not? The last level ends with you killing the bad guy and it's all like, woo, we did it, the bad guy is dead, and then they actually end the game. Not on a cliffhanger, but with an actual ending, which is very rare for a AAA game nowadays, Call of Duty especially. Except of course, I'm lying, because they do an absolute bullshit move, and it turns out the bad guy didn't die at all and whoa, get ready for Call of Duty Ghosts 2! I was so pissed at this that I don't think the single player deserves any more attention. I'm sorry Ghosts, but you seriously pulled a dick move with that ending. Fuck you, and fuck your stupid dog. You only appear in like 3 missions anyway. What was even the point of you? Now if you look at the little progress bar down here, or here if you're on mobile or wherever it is, then you may notice that the multiplayer portion of this video is significantly shorter than the single player part. There is a very good reason for this. Allow me to run you through an average Call of Duty Ghosts multiplayer session. You log in and after skipping through adverts for a Call of Duty you'd much rather be playing, you bask in the literal tens of people still playing this game online. Black Ops on the original Wii had more people playing online than this. You then select your game mode. It could be one with 500 people in it, or one with 0 people in it. It doesn't matter and you will soon see why. Hit connect, load the map for about 20 seconds, lose connection to host, connect again, load the map for 30 seconds this time, and then BAM! Lag. Lots and lots of lag. Whoa, sorry, did you want a functioning multiplayer for the money you paid this game with? Well, we don't have that, but we do have buckets full of lag. So yeah, I don't even need to talk about the multiplayer now. That's it. It's done. It's unplayable and it's never gonna get fixed. We're done here. There's a mode with aliens in it, but God knows no one cares about that because it sucks. Review's over. Okay, so I need to fill my quota of actually being helpful in my videos, so here's my overview / conclusion of the game. Do not recommend, I guess would be the polite way of saying it. I managed to swoop in on the game when it was on sale for £10. But even for that, I was left wanting more, when you consider that about 2/3 of the content is unplayable. The single player I found to be enjoyable, even if it is ridiculous. I'd even go as far to say, levels wise, it's probably one of my favourite campaigns in Call of Duty, just because of how many locations you go to and how well I remember the stuff I did at them. The story it uses to tie all these events down is terrible and probably the worst in Call of Duty history, but at least the levels are fun. The multiplayer seems like it would be fun if it worked, but it doesn't, so I can't really say all that much about it. The character customization seems neat, and there's loads of guns and perks to choose from, but realistically the only mode you're gonna be able to play are private matches against bots. The graphics also don't look anywhere near as impressive in multiplayer as they did in single player, and it runs a lot worse in multiplayer on the PC version too. Extinction is this game's version of zombies, and while it probably would be alright online, it's pretty naff when just playing it single player. I'll end the video on this thought. Pretty much during this entire video, I didn't make a single joke, but instead just made observations of what happened during my playtime. Basically what I'm trying to say is that Call of Duty Ghosts is a joke.